Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright, Divine Essentials channel. I know it's been a little while since I've recorded, but we have Lionsgate coming up this week, so I wanted to do a reading for you guys just to see what you can expect with this energy, what's going to be happening as a result of the energy, just basically whatever comes through here. I only have 2 piles because I was just kind of guided that way. I feel like when we have something really big and significant going on like this, it's like there's usually a split of stuff, and I'm sure there will be multiple things that come through in both piles. So, whatever's going on in your situation, this is a general reading, so just try to take it for yourself and how it fits your situation. But, the Lionsgate is a potent time of the year. This is what the ancients would look at as like the time that would signify like the crops are going to grow next year. So it's like that understanding that what we're doing right now, like planting our seeds, is going to dictate what happens for the next 365 days. So on an energetic sense, whatever's going on for you, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever you go into this like feeling right now, it's going to be important to get yourself in a good vibration, to meditate, to release yourself from any like addictions or any feelings that have held you back, and just really embrace the energy, because it's a time for abundance, it's a time to attract, it's a time to manifest and to grow. And no matter how you go into the portal, it does impact the next year. This is the Galactic New Year. This is when Sirius is aligned with the sun. We have that Isis energy. I look at anything that's connected to ancient Egypt, which is like that energy where they were like looking and saying, okay, like this is the next year. And it was, again, they were connecting it to Sirius, which was Isis. I also look into the Lyran energy, and the Lyrans are our ancient ancestors. They came before the Syrians. They came before ancient Egypt. And so their energy is very potent right now. We're also in the time of Leo, that lion energy, which is Lyran energy. They're half feline, half human. They look like basically lions with like a human type of body as well. If you look at the Sphinx, it's kind of like a depiction of it. But basically, their energy's here, the Sirians are here, the Pleiadians are here. Everybody's energy is all like powerful and crazy right now. And I think it's important that you just be mindful of how you enter that portal. I do plan to record a meditation, and I probably will just post it on both channels, because I have this channel and then I have the Bridget Rao channel, where it's more of like people who are dealing with love situations. But yeah, pick your pile, and we're going to see how the Lionsgate is going to impact you, okay? So I've got Labradorite and Danburite. Labradorite is a starseed energy. This is something that is very good for you if you are a starseed, because it's going to help you to clear off other people's energies. It's also going to help you with like getting, it's like called the Magician's Stone. It's a very potent, powerful thing. I have tons of it, like all over the place. Actually, I'm bringing up a whole bunch from the studio soon, so I'm sure you'll see a lot more on the table in the future. And Danburite is another, starseed energy, I feel, but it's a very like high vibrational, connected to the crown chakra. This is really good for like tuning into spirit. Okay, so I feel like you're usually people pick on those energies, and it's good to know, because like with that over there, you may be needing to like protect yourself from other people's influences at this point, and over here you may just be tuned into a higher frequency and wanting to really tap into your crown. So those would be good crystals for you to get too. All right, so I'm going to start with pile number 1, and we're at 414. So 414 may be significant to you over these next couple of weeks. I find that numbers that mirror like that can be, signifying something specific, okay? 4s are about our foundation. 4 is also, like, for me, it can signify, like, the angels are with you, or your guides are with you, whatever you want to call it, all right? So we've got abundance coming through. This is the Sirian Starseed Tarot. I felt it was appropriate to use tonight. This is also the Empress, okay? So the Empress is very much connected to abundance, and I feel like that is perfect, because that's what I'm just talking about. This is what the Lyran's energy is all about. So you could be somebody that is a woman, really tapped into your divine feminine energy, or you could be a masculine that's really balancing out with that energy, okay? I am seeing this too. So this is the Hierophant. This is reason. This is like that next level commitment to ourselves. So I feel like, your energy at this time is just coming into this abundance, and it's coming into this reasoning and understanding. You're taking that next level commitment to your future, okay? So you could be really utilizing this time and this energy that we have with the Lionsgate, and you may be just doing it intuitively. You may have not even known what the Lionsgate was, but I feel like intuitively you're like, people are feeling this energy right now. They're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop doing this bad thing for myself. So like, last night I had gone live on the other channel and somebody was like asking about quitting smoking. So things like that, it can be as simple as that, or as significant to like taking the next level commitment in your spiritual journey. Maybe you're wanting to start doing something where you start your own YouTube channel, or you decide that you're going to be a Reiki healer, or you just decide that I'm going to meditate every day now. Like I'm not going to skip days and things like that. So it's like just having that reasoning and understanding how we commit to ourselves impacts our abundance. And it's like that nurturing divine feminine energy. Let's heal ourselves. Let's love ourselves. Okay. So again, it doesn't matter which sex you are. I feel like this is something that's impacting both people. And then with the Two of Flames, this is, the Two of Wands energy. I also look at this card as like a twin flame energy just because of the two flames. But, right now I just feel like with the Two of Wands, this is again in saying like you're at that fork in the road. The decisions that you make right now are going to be really important for you going into your future. Okay. So you taking on that reasoning of like, you know what, this just isn't working for me anymore. I'm not gonna go down this path anymore. Or being at that fork in the road and just saying, all right, you know what, I'm ready to like take on this next level of my life. I know what I want to do. Here I go. And you start planning for the future and really utilizing the strength. So the strength card is number 8 Lionsgate. And I don't know if I said it, but the Lionsgate is on August 8th every year. That's, when it culminates. That's like a very powerful portal day. This is number 8. This is strength. This is that Leo energy. So I really feel like all of this energy is really important for you right now. Okay, so if you pick this pile, I just feel like you really are at like this fork in the road. You're either trying to make your decision, or you've already made your decision and now you're in the planning mode for the future. But regardless of like being like at the fork or already like at the planning stage, you are coming into this understanding and like a higher consciousness, a higher level of understanding. Like you know what you should and shouldn't be doing, and you're using the strength to pull you forward into that next chapter of expansion, of healing, of being aligned. You could be feeling really confident right now about your decisions too, because the Leo energy is here, and that's like feeling very confident, very powerful, very sexy, and you see over here we have this woman in the flames. So you could be very passionate at this time. You could be feeling really seductive, or just feeling good about your future. Okay. And if you're not in that energy, if you're not feeling good right now, it's time to get into that vibration, because that's how you create it. Okay. That's how you come into that abundance. That's how you make the future one of having this 10 of Cups. But I just feel like how this portal is impacting you is in a really beautiful, powerful way. And you're going to have a good year. Okay. The 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. That's that happy ending. This can be seen like a lot of times people go through difficulties in their lives, and it can be difficult to tap into this energy. But I feel like you've utilized all the things that you've gone through, and now you're realizing like, I'm the person that's responsible for this. So for some of you, could be making a decision to like leave behind situations and things and people that were keeping you out of that vibration. And for others, you could just be making the decision that like you're gonna be the full responsibility for that moving forward. And through doing that, you attract people to you who are going to do the same, okay, who are going to make you feel good, who are going to be on a similar mission, that are going to vibrate this strength and, that reasoning and understanding. They're tapped in, they're tuned on, okay. And then we have the star coming through, which is the star in all the tarots. This is about our wishes coming true. But for me, as a starseed, I look at this as also starseed energy. So I feel like a lot of you guys could be
You could be Sirian starseeds, because I was going to say it, but I'm also feeling like you could be Lyran. And a lot of this, you know, for me, I feel like a majority of the starseeds, you know, the Lyrans are our ancient ancestors. So even if you were in another place or another constellation that you resonate with more so than another, you know, all of us kind of stem from this within this part of the galaxy. I mean, I've run into people that have come beyond our place, like places I don't even have a name for. And when I try to channel them, I'm like, oh my God, who is this? And I don't even know who to tell you are. It's unknown. But I feel like for those around here, it's Lyran. Okay, so I really feel like right now you're in this time of like attracting all you've been wishing for, all that you've been hoping for, this emotional fulfillment, the things that you've been planning for your whole life. Like this is going to be a good year, okay? And I feel like you already might be in the energy, or you're just starting to understand like what the importance of being in this energy is, and that's what's really going to propel you forward. You could also be just waking up and understanding how powerful you are as like a light being here on the planet. Maybe you've just realized that, oh, I am a starseed. Okay, so starseeds come in and they're different. They are these empaths, okay? They're the ones that are usually like running from the crowd because the crowd overwhelms them. You know, and a lot of times you just know things without knowing things. And it's because you're tuned into a higher frequency. You're not hearing it like vocally. You're not seeing anything. But it's like you just know stuff, or you just feel stuff, or you just see stuff that other people don't see. And a lot of times as kids, we get conditioned. And so I find a lot of times the starseeds come in like fully tuned in and turned on. They understand things. But then as time goes on, they start to turn it off because of like, you know, nobody else is understanding them, or people look at them like they're crazy, or just through conditioning. And like, I always remember like when they were telling us how the pyramids were built in elementary school, I was like, what? No, that's not right. But I ended up accepting it until later on when I went through my spiritual awakening. And then I remembered like all of those times as a kid of like tapping into magic and tapping into like other things that people were just like, no, that's wrong, you know? So you could be having that happening at this time, or you could have already gone through that, and now you're really ready to utilize this power, or even tap back into it. Maybe you stepped away from it for a little while. Sometimes I can do that. Like I can get sucked into the 3D and, you know, like feeling down, or just like not paying attention to all of this stuff as much as I should, not asking for our guides to assist us, not calling on because whenever I say to the emissary, show me, they show me, but I forget to ask all the time. But I think a lot of it too is because now I'm in this abundance, all right? So that could be a thing too, is like you ask them to show you, you got to a good place, maybe you plateaued and you're feeling good, but now you're starting to reason with yourself and be like, you know what? Like, why am I just sitting idly here when I can keep going, when I can work harder and I can make these positive changes in my life that are going to make things even better? Because there's no reason to just like be, you know, complacent or feeling like, oh, everything's like you can always make things better. And if you're in this place, you should be making things better for other people. So you could be even tapping into your strength to really align in a way where you're going to step into service work. Okay. And I was picking that up anyway for you guys. So you may be really deciding that you're going to be a healer, or you're going to be a light worker. Like you're going to do something for the collective or for the world to really be in alignment with your starseed mission. All right. To be in alignment with your destiny. So this is the energy of our crown chakra. This is the destiny card within the chakra wisdom oracle cards. I'm like, what is the name of this? So I do feel like right now you're tapped in, okay? Like I was already saying, like you're receiving a lot of messages and downloads from spirit, most likely. All right. And I don't think it really matters like what decision you're making right now. I feel like the decisions that you're focused on, or the things that you're deciding to do, are in alignment with destiny. Okay, it's in alignment with this growth. And I do really feel like you've grown a lot, or you're like that seed that just realized what's going on, and now you're like, oh, like there's a lot more to this than I realized. Like, you know, I've been living my life like thinking certain things or limiting myself in certain ways, and now it's time for me to grow. Now it's time for me to align with my destiny. And I feel like spirit, your guides, your ancestors, you know, this definitely looks like a Sirian starseed person here. it's like they're here guiding you and giving you that wisdom, and they're showing you the way to grow. And the growth card is connected to our heart. So I feel like emotionally you're growing as well, which ties into this 10 of Cups, because the 10 of Cups is complete emotional fulfillment. So it's like you can't get any happier than that. Okay. So I definitely feel like this Lionsgate is definitely bringing all of this for you, and abundance again. So this is our solar plexus. And for me, the solar plexus is very much tied into the Lyrans, which is very much tied into the Leo, which is tied into the Lion's Gate. Oh, look at, there's wisdom. And then recovery. So again, I feel like, you guys are just like so lined up with this energy that I don't feel like you can do too much wrong as you go through it. I feel like this is just showing like you guys have done what you were supposed to do. And if you've been struggling to make that choice, this is that confirmation that this is where you need to go, okay? So maybe there's been something that's been holding you back or weighing you down, and it's like you just know you got to tap into this strength in order to have this emotional fulfillment, but maybe you've held back because maybe you're like, well, maybe my destiny, maybe I'm, need to stay and love this thing or do this thing or do that. And I feel like it could have blocked you from the abundance and could have blocked you from the emotional fulfillment in the past. But now you're starting to realize that that's not okay anymore. Like now you're going to be in alignment with that higher level commitment, in alignment with your starseed mission or your light worker mission to be this person of abundance and transformation and healing. So again, no matter what it is that you're deciding to do, trust your intuition. Because it's like, again, that split. For some of you, I feel like it's a difficult decision that you're making, and you don't want to it's almost like you don't want to let go of something. You may have thought something else was your destiny, but now you're starting to realize in order to grow and have this abundance, you've got to make the difficult decision. And that's coming from this place of wisdom and seeing from this new perspective, because this is our heart, this is our third eye energy. And look at that third eye vision, reclaim your mind. So for some of you, you could really be making a difficult decision to leave behind somebody or something that you once thought was a part of your destiny, or you just thought that you were being emotionally fulfilled with. And it's going to require a lot of strength for you to do so. But as a result of that, this is what's going to grow. This is what's going to heal. Okay. And then for others of you, I feel like you've already made the difficult decisions throughout life. And it could have been a family member. It could have been somebody that you really cared about. It could have been a whole mess of things. It could have even just been the way you were treating yourself. Maybe you had an addiction, or just like those negative self-talk beliefs, or just weren't paying attention to the signs and the synchronicity. It's like now's that time to realize and see things and to love yourself more. So it's like your heart is growing through this wisdom of self-love, and you're seeing things in this whole new way that are really going to tie you into this growth and this expansion. And then we have 36, third eye vision, reclaim your mind. If I add up 36, that's number 9. So for me, that's endings and new beginnings. So again, there's that split. Some of you are coming to an ending of something where you're making that decision to step into the next part, and others of you, it's just the next part, okay? It's just that new beginning. It's like, okay, I've seen the light. So for those of you who I feel like it could be just like that new thing, like that could be those of you who are just awakening to the concept of what a starseed is or what a light worker is. Or could just be awakening to the concept of loving yourself more. And then for others of you, I feel like you could be coming to an ending of something, some part of the journey where like people were taking your energy from you, you're being depleted, maybe giving people the benefit of the doubt too much, or just staying in situations that were stagnant and holding you back from your destiny and your growth within your heart. Okay. But I definitely feel like this energy is very potent, and it's helping you to lead the way and light your own path. Okay. So again, it's like that next level commitment to self, which is going to help show the way into the changes that are required for all of this to come to fruition. So 23 adds up to 5, and that's change. Okay. So I feel like no matter what, you're going through changes. Again, whether you're just stumbling onto all of this, or you're just stumbling onto the next part of the journey, or if you're making difficult decisions to do so, it's like the decisions and the changes that you're making are helping you to start leading the way into your life of healing and transforming. I also have number 15, which is eternal union, which is new love is forming. So again, it's tying along with that energy of self-love, okay? So as you start, bringing this new love into your life, leading the way in your life, seeing things from a new perspective, you're pushing yourself right into this time of healing and union within, which usually brings union with outside of us too. So, you know, in the when I saw this, this is my twin flame card. So for some of you, you could be making difficult decisions that are going to lead you into a union with a twin flame, or you could be, you know, making decisions that are going to put you into union with yourself that will attract to you, you know, a 10 of Cups situation within your life. Okay, you're going to be the Empress, which, you know, usually this Empress has an Emperor or somebody that's very committed to her. So some of you could be going into like committed relationships or committed partnerships where you're going to work with somebody else, or this could even you be working with spirit to start aligning with your soul mission and your destiny to grow and attract the abundance, to recover from things of your past. And for those of you who are just awakening, again, I feel like it's just, again, that message of self-love. As you align with this energy, you know, it's really going to help bring emotional fulfillment. You're going to really come into this understanding of the eternal and of growing and of healing, okay? So I do think that for some of you, it could be significant for you if you're a twin flame person, or it may be significant that you'll meet somebody like that. But for a lot of you, a majority of you, I just feel like this is that eternal union with self that's going to bring you this fulfillment in your life. And that's how this goes anyways, regardless if you're dealing with a twin flame or not. I feel like for those of you that were or are, it's just meaning like because you're making these higher level commitments to yourself and these difficult decisions, or just, you know, awakening and doing your spiritual work, that's what's going to lead you into the union with your counterpart. But if, you know, you're somebody that's just here like just awakening or just doing whatever, I feel like it's that union with self, which again will attract to you the person that will make you this. So you may already have this person in your life, but it could, you know, intensify the connection between the two of you, or the love between the two of you, because when we love ourselves, it makes it a lot easier for somebody else to love us in that way. But again, I do think that for most of you, it's just a self-love discovery and alignment and understanding how powerful you are as one. And we are all one, so we need to look at that as well when we're making our decisions and moving forward with our commitments. And then number 27 is meditation. It says improvements require persistence. So this kind of is like tying it all in. And, you know, our third eye is very much impacted by our meditation. So when you want to like understand something, or when you're struggling to make a choice about your future, it's like telling you to go within and to meditate. Also, I feel like it's going to be very important for you to be meditating on the actual day of the portal, so that you can be clear with the universe about the choices that you're making. And what does it look like, taste like, smell like, feel like to have this emotional fulfillment? What do you, you know, perceive to be that ties along with this energy? Okay, what does it look like on all levels to be in this energy of abundance, to feel like, you know what, I'm very like logical and understanding, I'm committed to this, I know that I have the strength in order to go forward and make my wishes come true? What are your wishes? And if you're not sure, you know, start getting clear with yourself about it and doing that work that requires you to feel that way. Because, you know, earlier today I heard somebody say something like, oh, your wishes come true. And I think it was like the way they worded it was like, what are you wishing for, or what you've been wishing for? And I'm like, I don't even know what I haven't been wishing for anything. Like I really haven't. So it was a weird feeling. But like you need to know what you want, okay, in order for it to come. So that was like a wake-up call for me. So if you had, like, when me saying that, like, you know, what is it that you really want out of life? Or what is it really, you may go back and forth, like you may not really know, or you just may have not thought about it, or you could be content with where you're at, okay? And I feel like this is that message saying, like, you know, improvement requires persistence. We can't get complacent in our lives. We can't get complacent in our growth and in our lighting and ascending and healing and being in service, okay? So it's time to lead the way and start stepping out into that path with that union to ourselves that will help us to unite with others, you know, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, whether it's romantic, friends, your soul tribe, the people who you're destined to grow with, the people you're destined to help recover and heal, you know, all of that. But I definitely feel like those with you in this pile, you're basically just making the choices right now that are really going to help to bring abundance and power and strength to your life, that are really going to bring the emotional happiness that you've probably always wanted, but you maybe have not have even realized that you wanted, or maybe you weren't, seeing the untapped potential that you have to have more than what you've already got. But this is a potent time to do this and to take that action and to really get committed to your growth and to your decisions about your future and about your destiny. All right, so it looks very powerful and potent time for you. I'm going to move on to number 2. Thank you guys very much. You can like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so now we're moving on to Danburite. And again, Danburite is that high vibrational, like, crown chakra stone. So you may be, having your crown opening up at this point. You could be receiving a lot of downloads and energy frequencies. I feel like those on this pile, like, you just maybe are somebody that really vibrates high, or you could be somebody that, like, sees a lot with your mind's eye, or you could just know a lot. But I do feel like this is going to be an energy that is going to be potent over this time. So this may start impacting you as we go through the portal, okay, or into the next year, because that's what this whole reading is about. Like, let's see what this portal is about for you. How's it going to start to shape your next year? So we got the Starseed card. And this is the Sirian Starseed Tarot, which I felt was appropriate for this reading. But this is the Fool, okay? So this is like the Fool within the traditional tarot. And this is about not giving a shit about society's beliefs or other people's conditioning and, just taking the leap of faith regardless of what others are going to say or what others do. And it's like being like, you know what? I've been in the mud long enough. I'm ready to rise out like this lotus. I'm ready to spread into the light. I know that I'm somebody with a divine mission. I know that I deserve more out of my life. I know that I am a starseed, and I'm going to take myself out of the starseed closet and out into the world and just be my unique, authentic self. So again, it does feel very high vibrational and like a breaking away from limitations or breaking away from conditioning and just really aligning with your star energies. Okay, so you could be somebody that's a starseed, or you could just be, tuned into that energy right now because it is a very powerful time. We also have the solar deity, which is the sun card within the traditional tarot. And this is the happiest card seen within the deck for a lot of people. This is illumination and clarity, so it does go along with this energy of the Danburite, all right? So again, I feel like you've had some clarity, you've had some awakenings, you've had some sort of epiphany moment, or just this understanding that it's time to rise. And again, we've got the Pegasus here, so it's like you're spreading your wings and you're flying out of limitation, like, and your uniqueness, because the starseeds, it's not like there's a whole billion or like running around that you see all the time, and they're not, even if they are, sometimes they're not aware of it, they haven't awoken, they are not in alignment with their mission. And so I feel like you realize your uniqueness, you realize your power, and everybody's unique and everybody's powerful, but I feel like you're really breaking into this and understanding it so that you can continue to rise and you continue to have happiness and expansion and like tap into all of that that's available above, through consciousness, through the collective consciousness, and through your accelerated understanding of things of a higher frequency. And then we have the Death card, so you could really be going through major transitions right now. You could be just now deciding, you know what, I'm going to come out of my starseed closet, or coming out of the darkness. Maybe you went through difficult situations this last year, or you could be going through something difficult right now, and it's like, this powerful portal that we're going through is going to give you the illumination and clarity to go through the death process, to have this transition into the light within your life. Okay, so it's not like a tradition, like it's not like you're dying, but the old aspect of yourself that cared what other people thought or cared what other people were going to say, you're getting rid of that. You're having the clarity to know that, like, living life for others is not the way to be. We're now going to live life for ourselves, and that's what's going to make us happy. That's what's going to make us feel good. That's what's going to bring in that light, and that's going to make the higher vibrational energy easier to tap into, because we're not feeling, weird about it, or we're not feeling like embarrassed about it, or feeling like, oh, I don't want anybody to know this, or I want to hide that. It's like you're really stepping into your light worker role. So you got 3 cards here of this light energy and of transitioning and illuminating and just breaking free of whatever conditions or things that you were stuck within and just embracing the future. Okay, so then we have the Nine of Crystals, which is the Nine of Pentacles, which is somebody that's in their single, confident, powerful energy. So you could either be a single person, but I feel like this is more so just like realizing again how powerful you stand on your own. And in this energy, this attracts to you so much abundance. So you could be feeling very like financially stable on your own. You could be feeling very like powerful on your own right. This is that pre-Empress energy. So this is like that step before we are, coming into our full-on energy of like the Empress status. And usually that just means like we're with another person, or maybe you're just really more so in your feminine energy, because this is the Nine of Pentacles can be that feminine who's breaking free, transitioning out of something that was maybe stifling her, or she was just stifling herself through fear. Okay, so just like you're letting go of that fear. And you don't have to be a feminine. This could be the feminine energy inside of you. I am seeing the owl here, which is the High Priestess energy, though. So you could just be really tapping into your intuition to figure out, like, and again, it's like that society stuff. So it's like maybe you had a bunch of people around you that you intuitively knew were keeping you, from really embracing this part of yourself, of rising through the light into your life and understanding, I can have all of this on my own, or I don't need somebody or something else around me to feel this way. I feel like a lot of you are just stepping into the power on your own, and you're using your intuition to guide you. You could also be connected with that energy of Athena. For whatever reason, that name keeps popping into my head. So for one or more of you, maybe this could be a significant message. But it's like that energy of like the warrior, the energy of somebody that isn't afraid to be powerful on their own, okay, and isn't afraid of what other people are going to say about it. So it does really feel like a death of the ego. You could have been going through like a dark night of the soul, or you could have just been awakened to something about life and realized like, I don't want to live my life in that way anymore. I want to illuminate, and I'm going to be powerful. So I feel like this energy that we're in is making this even more potent for you. Some of you could just be really feeling like that burn and desire to do this. And for others of you, I feel like you've already done it. So you're really in this energy. And what this does is attracts to you the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate fulfillment. It's finding the life of our dreams. So whatever that is to you, like what does the life of your dreams look like? Because that's what's coming. And through you following your intuition and through you embracing this transformation, that's what you're attracting into your life as you go into the next year. We also have the Six of Cups. So I feel like for a lot of you, some of this stuff maybe have even come from childhood, or it could have come from past lives. Okay, like the stuff that maybe you had to transition away from, or it could have even been like you were having like toxic relationships with people like in your family, or friends or whatever. And it was like you had to let go of that stuff in order to be in this single, confident, powerful energy that's attracting to them their ultimate fulfillment in this world. But I feel like it's like that energy of healing the inner child, because a lot of times the things that we believe and the people that we connect with are a result of what happened as a child. So, think about how we were as a child too. As a child, we didn't give a shit what anybody said or did or thought about us. We were going to act like a fool, and we'd run around naked and not bat an eye. We would never get cold, and just like all these things. And then as time set in, it's like we learned stuff from other people, and we realized, oh, we got to act this way, because if we don't act this way, people are going to look at us a certain way. So this could have been also a transition of healing the inner child and healing the conditioning that you took on in that time. And I'm also picking up that this was probably things that passed down from other lifetimes. So it could have even been like you came in with a starseed mission. Like, all right, you're going to learn X, Y, and Z. You've experienced this lifetime, this lifetime, this lifetime. Or you could have just really experienced a lot of trauma within your past lives, or your ancestors could have gone through a lot of things. So you could have, as a starseed, chosen to integrate or incarnate into a particular family that had a set of certain beliefs and conditioning within the DNA and the bloodline that you had to come into and overcome that energy you know, so you may have gotten stuck within it for a little while, but now it's like you're breaking out of it. Now you're coming back into this energy of this child who doesn't care what other people think, is standing tall and powerful on their own, knows their confidence, knows their worth, knows that it's time to let go of those pieces of themselves that were holding them back. And so you probably will continue to do more of this over the next year. You'll probably continue to heal whatever wounds or whatever beliefs or things that could have been causing detriment within your life. But it's just a major transformation here, a major transition, and a lot of expansion happening. So it's like you're taking on this new truth. This is the throat chakra. So I feel like it is, again, that new truth, or the truth that you've always been living, but we're holding back. Again, with that lotus energy, you may have let the mud hold you down and underneath. It was like that child was always in there, but that child maybe wasn't ready to come out into the light yet. And I feel like now you're ready to speak your truth. Now you're ready to go out there. And through this energy, it's aligning with you with your passion. So this is our sacral energy. This is connected to our relationships. This is connected to our creative energy. So again, I feel like right now you're just deciding, I'm going to align with my passion. I'm going to expand. My truth is this. And you're going to attract to you the right people, the right relationships, the right opportunities. You may have like all of these new ideas, all of these creative endeavors that you want to bring forth. And I think those things could also be a part of this transition. You could be deciding to leave behind a corporate job or some job that was just really holding you back, and feeling this way, knowing that when you embrace your passion, when you go towards what you're being guided to go towards, that's when you attract to your emotional and financial fulfillment. Okay, so it's really that reconciling and healing and aligning and attracting to what's meant to be there and where you're supposed to be headed. So you're following your instinct. And again, this is crown chakra energy. So again, I feel like you're really tuned in and tapped on right now. You're receiving a lot of downloads, and it's like you're just trusting that instinct. You're trusting that owl, that intuition to guide you through the unconscious or the subconscious, through the beliefs, through the programs, through the conditioning that's held you back, realizing and bringing down information from spirit about your passion, about your mission, about what's going to make that inner child sing and have joy and have fun, which again will raise your vibration, help you transition into attracting that abundance, that expansion, and the light that's actually going to feel like a miracle for you. So you're empowered now too. This is your solar plexus energy. So I feel like your solar plexus is like so strong right now. And this is Leo, Lionsgate energy as well. So it's like this energy is really helping you to align with miracles, like maybe what you would consider to be a miracle as well. Because I feel like maybe in the past you were stuck, or you were just like, no, I'm not, like, that's not my truth, or I'm not good enough, or, you know, I gotta stay stuck here, or I'm gonna make everybody else happy. But now it's like you're coming into your power, you're coming to your expansion, you're coming and trusting your instinct to go after your passion, and that's establishing this balance in how you see things. Okay, so it's okay to like see the reality of the world. We don't want to walk around like everything's amazing all the time. We have to have, you know, our understanding that like not everything's always amazing. We have to go through the dark to know the light. So I feel like you've been through the dark, but now you're realizing like just because you've been there doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can rise through it, and you can have this balance. And when you see darkness, or when you embrace, like when you go through it again in the future, you can embrace it, you can understand it, you can learn from it, heal from it. And that's a miracle in itself, to not allow things outside of us to take us down. So many people get frustrated and angry and hold on to resentment and bullshit, that they never get into that energy of the light. They never attract what they want. They never let go of caring what everybody else thinks, feels, and says. And it just causes an imbalance. It causes them to maybe they have finances, or maybe they have one part of their life fulfilled, but it's like there's always something missing. So through you seeing through these new set of eyes, through you aligning with this power and this energy in this way, and listening to your intuition and receiving those downloads, it's bringing the balance so you can have the fulfillment of the Ten of Pentacles. Because for me, that is both emotional and financial. That's the physical, that's the spiritual. It's like having it all, and it's healing and connecting back with that little boy or that little girl inside of you that really needed to come back out to be like able to play and have fun. So we also have number 24, which is light codes. Travel awaits you. So for me, the light codes, like, we're always receiving different stuff at different times. Light codes come in, but right now the Lionsgate is going to be sending a lot of certain frequencies and energies with it. But I think whatever light codes you're receiving are really tapping you in and turning you on to your higher understanding. And as you do this, it's going to probably start to propel you forward into like traveling astrally. Okay, so maybe if you've never done that before, try it out. Do some meditation. They have guided astral travel or lucid dreaming, whatever you want to call it, but just go into it without limitations and just know that travel awaits you. This can also be traveling in the physical, so maybe that's part of your transition, is you're leaving behind an old job, or you're leaving behind an old apartment or an old home or whatever, or just the old art aspect of yourself. But I definitely feel like you're going to be traveling over the next year, and it's going to also receive a lot of light and a lot of information, because the light codes bring in all this energy and frequency. It brings down a lot of these downloads I was feeling with this. It's like you're really tapped in right now. Your third eye is probably like bing, and your crown chakra is just receiving all of this light. So you could also be really influenced by like the solar flares. So if at different times you kind of get knocked off your feet, or you're really tired, or then other times you're like booming with energy, I feel like the solar flares and the light codes and all of that really impact you a lot. And I do feel like you have a lot of starseed energy within this pile here. So you may want to look into like your origin and figure out like different times of the year that those alignments are stronger, and utilize them for your highest and best. But right now, utilizing the Lionsgate would be the best. So really tap into that information and either write down what you're receiving or just kind of meditate on what you're receiving. But don't keep it to yourself. Like if you receive something that's aligned with the light and you're like having these epiphanies and like experiencing like what you would call a miracle in your life, trust your instinct and follow that, because that also may be part of your expansion and passion, is like delivering those light codes and those messages to others in different ways. You could do it through painting, writing, channeling. There's all different ways you can do it. But I definitely feel like this is going to be a part of your next year, is sharing this light and sharing these messages that you receive from the light. And then we have number 12, which is divine will, let go of fear. So if you've been feeling fearful in the past, I feel like that's part of the transition. That's part of the letting go. Maybe you've been afraid to break out of something that, you were partnered up with. It could have been a partnership with a person, or it could have just been a job, or it could have just been a family situation or dynamic, or it could have just been a partnership with the old version of yourself. But when you let go of any fear of surrounding this, you're going to experience those miracles. And I feel like this is what the Lionsgate is doing for you. So if you're still holding on to fear, if you have like those butterflies or that anxiety about doing this Lionsgate's a perfect time to align with this energy and know that it's, again, transformation. I add up 12 to 3, which for me is transformation. So just know you're going through this for a reason, and it's going to bring in all of this. So as soon as you embrace this and you let go of any fear of anxiety, as soon as you let go of that, that's when all of this comes in. Look at, again, all of the light comes in, and you're going to be abundant. You're going to be happy. You're going to be like, why did I wait so long to do this? It wasn't even such a big deal. I feel like for a lot of you, you may be thinking or making something bigger out of the transition than it really is. And then you're going to look back and be like, why was I so afraid of that? Okay. A lot of people do that with change, or just, even with this, because it's like, oh my God, I sound crazy. But once you do it, nobody really cares, they're just like, eh. And then you find the right people to be around that are going to embrace it, or who are going to understand it. Okay. But I definitely feel like there's major light coming in for you. And I feel like that's what this portal is all about, is just the confidence of the Leo energy, it's just giving you that alignment so that you're not going to be stuck in fear anymore. We also have number 33. So this is a power number. Soul fragments. Balance will be restored. So again, we're having this energy of balance. Light and dark. I really feel like you may have been through a lot of darkness, and that could be where this fear stems from, okay? Maybe you went through a lot of trauma as a child, or you just went through things in the world that weren't so great, or you've been around people who've been imbalanced. But as you let go of all this, as you go through this portal, this balance is coming back in, and you're retrieving all the fragments of your soul. So again, that past life energy is here, that inner child energy is here. Because when we go through trauma, or like our past lives or whatever, parts of our soul fragment often remain there. So it's like you're retrieving those pieces of yourself to go through the transformation that is required at this time to heal from the fears and to heal from the beliefs and the conditioning and all of the things that have been holding you back from your expansion and your miracles. So you're definitely retrieving the aspects of yourself that are likely still, connected. That I feel like, again, is part of that traveling. Okay, so traveling back through like soul meditation to do like a soul retrieval or do a meditation to connect with the inner child. There's so many different ways you can do this, but you just want to go back with the intention. So go into meditation with the intention to retrieve the parts of your soul that you need to receive, okay, that are going to help you to find this balance so that you can integrate the light and the dark, and you can be in that place of balance within this place of duality that we're within. That's going to help you to understand your soul mission, because a lot of us are here to deal with duality. That's what we've signed up to do, and to bring the light into the dark that so many people get stuck within. So you're definitely, again, bringing down those light codes. You're bringing down that energy of the sun, and you're bringing this balance to the collective consciousness through being the way shower, through taking that initiative, through traveling back, retrieving those pieces, and healing yourself, which in turn helps to heal the collective, okay? And like a soul retrieval, you just want to go back and look at any time that you felt like, think about your different lower chakras, what they're connected to, like your confidence, your relationships, your fear, your basic needs and survival, and think about like the last time you had some sort of trauma or something that went on with that, where it was like somebody either tested it or something just you experienced was not in a great way for that energy, and think about what chakra it relates to of those lower chakras, and then travel back to that time through meditation and rewrite it, okay? Act as if it went in a different way so that you can retrieve the part of your soul that was lost at that time of trauma. And then go back further and further and further. You can go all the way back into past lives, or you can just go back to the time that you remember the first time that it happened in this lifetime. But that's how you retrieve those pieces of your soul. And get creative in how you do it, because everybody does the soul work in their own way. But I definitely feel like that's part of the travel that you'll be doing, and this is a good time to be doing it, is like transitioning from 3D into the higher realms and the unconscious and the subconscious and whatever parts that you want to connect with, 5D, 3D, all of that stuff. That's what's going to help you to find more of this balance, and it's going to really like help you to align with this energy and this power on your own. We also have number 14, energy signature. The past is in the present. So again, this is definitely going along with what we were just talking about. So those things that you've dealt with in your past as a child, or those things that you dealt with in your past lives, they're all here, okay? Like it's impacting you now, but I feel like this is saying that there's fragments of you that need to be retrieved so that you can be in this energy fully. And I feel like that's really, really where you're headed at. Some of you could already be there, like this portal could already have like helped you to do some of that work and like really be in this energy. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is them reminding you like there's still more work to do. We're never done, okay? So I feel like this is going to be that energy that you're going to retrieve, and then you're going to look at stuff and realize like, oh, that's why this was going this way, or that's why I felt that way. So you're really understanding how this moment you're living within now is impacted by the moments that still coexist in this moment. So like past and present for me are all coexisting in one non-expansive like moment. So all of our past lives still exist in this moment. Everything we've been through exists in this moment. So it's really about traveling to that moment, grabbing it and bringing it to this moment, or like healing it and bringing back that vibration with you, because if you've never experienced it, then it wouldn't impact you now. But it's basically saying like your signature, your frequency, your fears are likely coming from that time of the past, and that's why you need to travel towards the past, and that's why you need to retrieve these fragments and heal that little girl, that little boy inside of you, heal those past lives that you've experienced, so you can truly step into this power on your own and transition out of the darkness and into this place of freedom and into this place of illumination and clarity, feeling totally balanced, aligned with the passion, attracting those miracles, and just following your instinct into your expansion. So it does feel like it's going to be a good time for you. There may be a little bit of difficult work to do. It's not ever easy to go back and look at trauma, but do not relive that trauma. Okay, that's an important piece of the soul traveling. Do not relive the trauma. just observe it from a new perspective and try to look at like why somebody may have did something that they did to you, or why you may have had to go through that experience, okay, and how it shaped you in this moment, but also to heal yourself, release yourself, forgive whatever you've experienced, and then bring that back with you, okay, and rewrite it with that new perspective as well. Okay, so I hope that you guys have a lovely Lionsgate. And again, try to meditate. Try not to let things hold you down. Don't get freaked out. Just know that it's a very potent time for healing and expansion. And what we're doing is planting those seeds of potential for our future so that things can continue to go and grow and get better. Okay? So thank you guys very much. If you like it, you can like it. You can like, comment, and subscribe. I do plan to get back onto the channel more often. I know a lot of you guys enjoy the readings here. So drop down in the comments what you want me to do next. And yeah. And yeah, I can't remember. Everything else that you need to know is down below. I am on a, I think, 6-week wait now for private stuff. So I probably have to update the stuff. But yeah. It takes a while to get readings back from me privately just because there's so many people on the other channel now. But that stuff is listed down below. And I think that's it. So thank you guys very much. In Mune. Namaste.